and welcome to my channel. We're having a bun moment today because my hair has been unruly and this is like literally the only time it will actually do what I want it to do. So yay for buns today. Today we are doing a fall reset. Unfortunately, fall has not really come yet here in South Texas, but we're waiting for it. But like mentally, I'm there. So I need to get everything ready and set up for it so that my head and my space can match my heart, because my heart is ready for fall. Like so ready. Anyway, I really want to redo my TBR cart and kind of like transfer some of these more summery books that I didn't quite get to. And put some more fall books. I don't want to call it like a fall TBR, more like a fall options cart. Because I have so many books that I want to get to and I just know that I'm not going to be able to get to all of them. So more like a fall suggestion so that I have all of my options in one place and I can choose from there. I also have some books over here that I want to do a little mini haul for you guys so that I can go ahead and put them on my shelves and my TBR cart and maybe just do a little bit of a reading update. So let's just get on into it. First things first, we gotta take some of these guys off. I still want to try and read Cemetery Boys, so we'll keep that over here. Didn't quite get to these guys yet. I want to read this so badly, but I want to read Happy Place first because I feel like I can only do so many second chance romances at one time. Am I the only one who does that? Like, I can't read too many of the same trope back to back to back or I feel like I get really bored. I might keep this up here. I feel like road trips are still very autumnal, you know? Okay, Archer's Voice. I still want to try and read Of Women in Salt. Okay. This is a maybe. Let's see. You Deserve Each Other. That seems kind of fallish. Love in Other Words. Maybe. Icebreaker starts and happens out of school, so we'll put that in the maybe stack. The Roommate. Let's see. Sky in the Deep. I want to try and read Una Out of Order this fall. This is a maybe because I've been doing a lot of tandem reading lately. I absolutely love it. It has been fantastic, and that is where I physically read a book or like on my ebook while I listen to it. What I do is I just pay attention to what chapter I'm on, either physically or on the audiobook, and then I just like switch and flip to that depending on what I'm doing. So if I'm driving, I'll listen. If I'm doing chores, I'll listen, but if I have a moment to sit down and read, then I'll read it physically. And I've been going through books like that. It has been so great. I really want to read this fall. And this one, but not this one. Let's take this out. Striptease is a maybe. Yes. This is a maybe. And a maybe. And a yes. Pretty much all of these I want to read this fall because I feel like during fall I really reach for fantasy books, books with magical elements, spooky books, witchy books, things like that, and I feel like a lot of fantasy has all of that. However, I think I will take this out because I had a subscriber tell me that I should wait to read this series until I read the first series that Mary A. Pearson wrote because apparently it's in a wider world and I'll understand this one better. So I am going to put this one to the side. A little bit of a bummer, but I appreciate that tip because then I feel like I'll definitely enjoy this book more, you know? So I need to get the other books first. Maybe take this one out. That seems more summery. Other Girls, maybe. I really want to read this one this fall if I can. I also have this audiobook coming in soon, so hopefully I can tandem read. Maybe. This seems like it could be fall-y, right? Maybe. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. My library is actually having a moment with Jodie Thomas. I don't know how much I can say, but I do plan on trying to read some of Jodie Thomas's books for a very specific reason, which hopefully I can reveal soon. But yeah. So now that I have taken this cart apart and taken everything off of it to kind of reset that, I want to do a bit of a book haul for you guys because some of the books that I purchased I do want to try and get to this fall. So currently I am in my Percy Jackson era. I have completed the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I talked about that in my last reading wrap up in August. And I'm currently on the Heroes of Olympus, and I do plan on reading the Trials of Apollo and the Magnus Chase series as well. So for some reason a few of those books were missing, so I did purchase those ones that were missing. So that includes the House of Hades and the Blood of Olympus. I'm actually also reading, there it is. I'm actually also reading the Mark of Athena right now. I have it in my little book pouch. Here she is. She's looking pretty. Ta-da! I got all of these at various half-price books. Not all of them had all of the series, and if they did, they weren't always in good shape. But I was able to add these and complete the Heroes of Olympus series. I'm still missing one from Trials of Apollo series, but I'm still on the search for that, and I still have a little ways to go. Rick Riordan and his co-author Mark Oshiro wrote this in May. This fellow's Nico D'Angelo. So Nico and Will get their own story and are going on another quest. So I'm very excited to have this. There's also another Percy Jackson universe book coming out in September, at the very end of September, so hopefully by the time I'm caught up reading all these books, that book will be out and I'll be able to read it immediately. I can't tell you guys much about it because I feel like it would spoil a lot of the things that happen. I absolutely love this series. I am a huge Greek mythology nerd. I think it's so fun and interesting, a little depressing, but I still love it, and this whole series is just so fun and humorous, and there's lots of representation, and I just adore it. I'm excited that it's continuing. Okay, moving on. Some more books that I got from Half Price Books are the Elite. I actually already own this, but let me show you why I got this one instead. Look at the size difference. All of the ones I own are this size. They're the standard size, but not this one. And this one's, the pages are like stiff. So I'm just gonna donate this or put it in a little free library or something and have this one instead because it was driving me nuts. On that similar vein, I also got the one from the Selection series. I'm so excited to have the complete The Selection series, including The Heir and the Crown and Happily Ever After. So I have all of them. It's a full series now. I'm very excited. Next we have The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, and I read this last year before I started my booktube channel. I absolutely love it. It's based on South Korean folklore by Axio. I've read a few other of Axio's books, and she's slowly becoming a one-click author. She has a new book coming out soon too, so I'm very excited to try it out. I read this literally like a month after I moved home from South Korea after teaching there for 3 years. It hit so hard. It's so magical. Very Studio Ghibli vibes. So if you're looking for that kind of vibe, I highly recommend this book. Look at how gorgeous this cover is. Next we have My Roommate is a Vampire. I've seen a lot of people talking about how fun this is. It's spooky season, vampire season. I just really wanted to pick it up. The next few books I got from a library secondhand sale section. So I got pretty much all of these next few books for $1 each, which is an insane deal. First we have The Bone Bit. No. First we have The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. Now I recently read a Rin Chupeco book called The Sacrifice. I really enjoyed it. This book and the sequel, The Heart Forger, were on sale for $1 each. There is a third book to the trilogy, but I just thought this was the perfect timing to read it. I really enjoyed Rin Chupeco's writing style, so I'm really excited to try a few more of their books. Next we have Wish You Were Here by Jodi Picoult. She was going on a trip. Her partner or boyfriend had to kind of stay behind and couldn't go immediately with her, but was going to meet up with her later, and then the pandemic hit or some sort of like virus hit, and then they were separated. And so I just thought that was really interesting, and I feel like I'm far enough removed from the pandemic to read this, and I read a few of the first pages and really enjoyed the writing style. I haven't read a Jodi Picoult book, but I had a lot of her books recommended to me, so I'm excited to give this a shot. Then we have The Viscount Who Vexed Me. This was just on sale for $1 as well. It looked kind of fun. yeah, I haven't had a historical romance moment in a little bit, and I've been watching a lot of my friend Autumn's videos. She really loves historical romances, and so I have to say it's like swayed me into like coming back to a historical romance era, so we'll see. Next we have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Now I've read this book already. I really enjoyed it, and it was just so magical, and I loved how kind of like low stakes it was, not gonna lie. I think it's perfect for this season. I'm just really happy to have it on my shelves to pick up if I kind of need like almost a comfort read. Still going on with the books from the secondhand library sale, and that is The Housemaid. I've heard really fun things about this. I thought it would be perfect for this season. Next we have Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center. Now I read The Bodyguard by her. I really enjoyed her writing style. Plus I think that one of her books just became a movie, and so I thought, I gotta try it out. I actually read like the first, like 14 pages or something like that, and really enjoyed it. I just haven't had the opportunity to pick it up again, so I'm excited to give Catherine Center more chances to read her things. Does that make sense? I don't know. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. You would not believe how many people have recommended me to read this book, and they're like, man, you really need to read this book, and I'm like, ugh. So then I saw it on sale and I was like, fine, I'll read it. I mean, it can't hurt, right? Even though it might be a little bit outdated, it still probably talks about just the differences of men and women, and I sure as heck need that sometimes. Then we have One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus, is that correct? I have seen so many things about this book and the series. I thought it was high in time for me to try it out. So this came through the secondhand sale at the library, and I said, okay, I'll try it out. Then we have If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. I have seen so many people talk about this book. It has been on a lot of people's lists lately for like favorites or books that really stood out to them. I just saw it and I said, I gotta try it out. These next few books were thrifted, but not from the library, but from a secondhand bookstore. So first we have A Year Down Yonder by Richard Peck. I feel like this is a classic that I have not read, or if I read it, I do not remember it. Actually got this from a windfall table, so I bought so many books, and so I got to choose a book from that table for free, and this is what I chose. Then we have Rupi Kaur Poetry, their poem collection. I have a friend from South Korea, Hannah. She also has a bookstagram, and she's always putting the most beautiful quotes on there from these books and from these poetry collections. So I saw that these were on sale, and I was just like, okay. Next we have Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adriyemi. Now I have the second book. I think it was given to me by someone and they didn't realize it was the second one, and so I have been looking for the first book for forever, and I finally found it at a secondhand bookstore and I snagged it. I definitely want to try and get to the series this fall if I can. I've heard so many good things about it. I've had so many people recommend it to me, at least 5. So I'm like, okay, I need to know. I finally need to know. I had a book buying ban and I was doing really well. I went a month without buying a book, and then I bought like a few thrifted books, and then I went another month without buying a book, and then I saw the Red, White, and Royal Blue was coming out, and all of the new covers with the live characters were on it. And no offense to the actors at all, they look great, but I don't want them on my book. So I freaked out a moment and went scouring my area for the original cover of Red, White, and Royal Blue, and it actually took me quite a few stores to find it, but I finally did, and actually this was the last one in my area. So I got Red, White, and Royal Blue for my shelves by Casey McQuiston. I love this book. I read it 3 or 4 years ago and absolutely adored it. I cannot wait to do a reread of it. I'm so glad the movie's doing so well. I haven't watched it yet, but I do plan to. Very excited for this. I'm excited about every book. At the time where I got it from Target, and it was buy one get one half off. So I did do In the Weeds by BK Borison. I have the first book, Love Light Farms, over there, so I said, oh well, let's just get the collection because I have a feeling I'm gonna really like it. and this was available, so I grabbed this. I love this cover. This is perfect for fall. Next, I'm really trying to get back into my writing. If you don't know, I don't know if I've mentioned it on this channel in a while, but I am writing a book. I put it aside for quite a while, and I'm trying to get back into it. It's not that I think it's bad, it's just my motivation has extremely plummeted since I put it down. So I did get this book and another book, just the original Save the Cat Writes a Novel by Jessica Brody. I have it on Kindle, but I really wanted the physical version so I can mark it up. But then my next book that I want to tackle is either going to be young adult or new adult, and so I thought this would be really good to have on hand because I've seen a lot of authors really successfully writing in both adult and young adult lately, and I think it'd just be really nice to have that skill and information available. So I got Save the Cat Writes a Young Adult Novel. I highly recommend this book and this book if you are looking to get into writing and you're a newbie. Oh my gosh, she really lays it out for you, and whether you're a pantser or a plotter, she has kind of both ways to look at it using this book and her practices. And these next few I got from Walmart on a day. It was a day and I needed some cheering up, so I got a few things. Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. I hear this is her adult debut. I think it sounds really interesting. Something about her best friend being found dead, and then the love of her life was accused of murdering her, but then years later she goes back to the island where she grew up and he is there. It sounds spooky, it sounds interesting, it looks perfect for this fall. Next we have Cold World by, With Love from Cold World by Alicia Thompson. She also wrote Love in the Time of Serial Killers, which I haven't read yet, but I've heard good things. I've heard good things about this. A lot of the people I follow on Bookstagram really enjoyed this book, so I thought I'd pick it up. I love this cover so much. I know there's a pink version of this cover, which is also really cute, but I think I like the blue version better. Next we have Places We've Never Been by Casey West. I read this last year and it was one of my absolute favorite books that I read. I really want to have it and annotate it. I just love this book and I love the cover. I love the message. I love the adventure in this book. I just highly recommend this book and I'm so excited to have it on my shelves. It's so pretty. I'm ready to reread this book for sure. Hello Stranger by Catherine Sender. Apparently this girl, something happens and she can't recognize people's faces. I guess there's a guy that she was dating but she can't recognize his face, and then a guy who's been helping her and she can't recognize his face, so I think her feelings start to get a little confused and she learns a little bit about herself. I'm really excited to read more of her books, so I'm excited to read this book. I need to stop saying excited. I need to think of like a better word for that. Hey Siri, what are synonyms for excited?
Here's what I found from wordhippo.com. Synonyms for excited include enthusiastic, eager, buoyant, delighted, desirous, elated, jovial, joyful, joyous, and thrilled.
Okay, I'm gonna use those. I know I have a problem, you guys. Okay, we don't need to talk about it. I went thrifting yesterday and all of these books are thrifted, and first I found My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I hear this is a really interesting and thought-provoking book, not for everyone, so we'll see if I like it. If not, it was less than $2, so I'm not gonna be too mad about it. About this woman who kind of takes a year off and just does everything under the sun that she probably shouldn't do or feels like she probably shouldn't do, but good God, she's gonna do it anyway, and she does. All the drugs, all the alcohol, all the things, and what she learned from it. Also, I love this cover. What is she thinking? Is she happy? Is she unhappy? We're gonna find out. Next we have By a Thread by Lucy Score. I read Maggie Moves On by Lucy Score and I really enjoyed it. A lot of my Bookstagram friends love Lucy Score, so I really scored with Lucy Score. We have Pretend You're Mine, which is the first book in one of her series, and we also have Rock Bottom Girls. We went on a Lucy Score binge, and these were only a few dollars. I feel like I really scored because you see these at the store and they're, you know, they're 18 bucks, and then I got 3 of them for less than 18 bucks. Next we have Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. I have another one of her books over there, but I didn't realize that they were a standalone series. I feel like it still is a better reading experience if you read them back to back in order that they're published. I think this one might be the first one. We'll see, hopefully. I'm delighted to give it a try. I'm thrilled to try it out. Okay, next we have the Authenticity Project, which I saw had really good reviews and it just looked really cute, and I saw books and I was interested. Apparently what happens is a man is kind of just like sad and lonely, and he's like, when do we even connect with people anymore? Writes in a journal and leaves it, and these other people find the journal, read what he wrote, start writing themselves, and then the next person and the next person. And so I'm imagining that they all interconnect somehow. They learn a cute little lesson, maybe they find a community, which just sounds really cute and cozy, and I'm really interested to read this. Yeah, I didn't say excited. Next, these really aren't for me, and I already have these on my shelves, but I saw these on sale for literally $2 each, and I was like, I cannot pass this up. So I'm gonna get these and keep these either to give them as gifts or for giveaway, because we're almost reaching 1,000 on this channel of subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. So I really want to do like a Q&A and a giveaway. So maybe for the giveaway, or if that doesn't pan out, then maybe I can donate them or something, but I couldn't just leave these on the shelf. Next we have The Geography of Lost Things. This book is actually written by the same author as this book. So she uses the points that she created in this book to write this book. So I'm really interested to see how, like, if I can connect them and be like, oh my gosh, that's this part of the book and this part of the book and that and so forth. The next book was actually part of that windfall table again. I bought so many books, so I got to choose one from there for free, and I chose Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I don't really know what this is about, but I do remember reading about it a few years ago and thinking it was interesting and just never really picking it up. I had the opportunity to pick it up now, so there we go, it worked out. Last but not least, we have Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. Again, this was only a few dollars. I have been on the fence about reading this, but since it was only a few dollars, I was like, okay, I'll grab it. Usually I really enjoy Tessa Bailey for some fun little rompy smut, so we'll see how it goes. I'm done setting up my TBR cart. Oh, wait, there are more over here. Shoot. I'm finally done with my TBR cart. Let's talk about all of the books that I'm interested in possibly getting to this fall. It is very unlikely that I get to all of these. Extremely unlikely. But I think having all of them right here will kind of give me an idea of what I want to read and like have all the books that I'm leaning towards like in one spot. So first up here we have the rest of the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan, as well as Magnus Chase and the Trials of Apollo and The Sun and the Star, all right here for easy access. I know for certain that I'm going to get to these this fall. I'm just like, I'm in the zone, I'm in the mood, I'm in the world, and if I don't finish reading them now, I don't know when I will. So we're just going with it. Next we have my mostly fantasy shelf, which not everything fit on, but that's okay. First we have The Merciful Crow, Cemetery Boys, Sky in the Deep, The Electric Kingdom, which is not fantasy, it's sci-fi, but similar vibes maybe. Furyborn, Kingdom of the Wicked, Serpent and Dove. Then we have the Summoner series. Book 1 is The Novice by Taran Matharu. I've wanted to read the series for forever, but I got into that phase where it was like, I'm so sick of waiting for the next book to come out, because then I forget things and I end up rereading the book like 5 dozen times before the end of the series is out. So I wanted to wait until more of the series was out, and I think it's almost complete now. Then we have Beasts of Prey, which I've been wanting to read for a really long time. Down here we have just kind of like some spooky books and a continuation of fantasy. First we have Stephen King's Misery. I wanted to read that for a while now. Then 14 Ways to Die. Then Lisa Jewell's Then She Was Gone. Hooked. It's kind of like contemporary villainous retelling of Disney characters. Then we have Lisa Jewell's The Family Upstairs. Then Angelina Frankenstein makes her match. Love in the Time of Serial Killers, Spells for Forgetting, The Bone Witch, The Heart Forger, that series. Wish You Were Here, and The Last Legacy by Adrienne Young. So that's it for this side of the TBR cart. Let's go to the other side. It's so heavy, y'all. So another series that I really want to read this fall is the Inheritance Game series. I have been eyeing this for a really long time. Then we have the Size series as well. I'm hoping that after reading the Percy Jackson universe series that I'll be in more of a series mood, because I really need to get after some of those series. Then we have these 3 books that I am reading for a video. So those aren't necessarily fall-y, but we gotta have them up there or I won't see them and read them. Then we have My Roommate is a Vampire, Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and then we have Legends and Lattes. Then we have a book checked out to me. It is Elise Kova's most recent release, Duet with the Siren Duke. I love Elise Kova. She's one of my favorite authors. And then we have some hardcovers. My grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry. I don't know, I just felt like this had fall vibes. The School for Good Mothers. Then we have The Woman from Cabin 10, Uda Out of Order. I don't know if this is very fall-y, but I just really want to read it soon. Then we have Darling Girl, the kind of like retelling of Wendy Darling and Peter Pan. Then we have The Lost Apothecary, which I thrifted, The Couple Next Door, and then the Children of Blood and Bone series. Then down here, these don't necessarily have fall-y vibes, but like I kind of want to try and get to them. So Writers and Lovers by Lily King, Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, The Bookish Life of Nina Hill, Less by Andrew Shawn, All My Rage by Sabat Tahir, The Book Thief, I really want to try and get to that soon, Picture of Dorian Gray, The Crane Husband, A Year Done Yonder, A Wrinkle in Time. Then we have Lisa Kleypas's It Happened One Autumn, which is very autumnal, so I'll try to get to that. And then just on the similar vein of mass market paperbacks, we have First Lady by Susan Elizabeth Phillips, even though this looks very springy instead of autumnal. Then we have Just Down the Road by Jodie Thomas, which I told you guys about how there's something going on with Jodie Thomas in the near future at my library, so can't say anything about that quite yet, but hopefully soon. So now we have my TBR cart, but look at this mess. Let's clean that up.
Sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. If all the things you never show.
Hey everyone, it's a few days later and I have been to Target since I filmed the last time, and I found a few things I really wanted to decorate with you because I thought that would be really fun. I got some of these candles. They're like fake candles. I feel like I should have gotten more. I also got this cute little mug. It says Magic Potion on it. I'm really upset because I wrapped it, but it still got a little chipped, but hopefully that adds to its personality. I really wanted to put this up here. I also got some really cute little, they're almost like paperweights. They looked really adorable, so I'm going to put some up here too. I want him to be like peeking out. I also got some of these, which are little miniature headstones. They are adorable. I also got these because they're like little skeletal cat and dog, and I thought that was really cute. A little morbid, but also cute. And last but not least, I got this candle for a few dollars. It smells like stinging nettle. I don't know if that's actually what it smells like. It smells good, so I thought I would grab this and put it on the shelves.